This morning, there's an update on the number of people missing from Friday's deadly flooding in the Hill Country. At least 161 people are unaccounted for in the Kerrville area. That includes 5 Camp Mystic campers and 1 counselor. 87 people are confirmed dead in Kerr County, and now 8 people are confirmed dead in neighboring Kendall County, making the total number of people killed along the Guadalupe River 95. The total number of people killed across Texas in flooding from this storm system is 110. That is more than the number of people who died in 2017's Hurricane Harvey. Now, during Tuesday's afternoon's press conference, state and local officials faced tough questions on the lack of warning given to Kerrville residents.
What happened? When did it happen? Was the emergency manager awake at the time? Did they push the button to issue an emergency alert?
Sir, it's not that easy when you just push a button, okay? There's a lot more to that. And we've told you several times.
Governor Greg Abbott says the state was prepared since last Wednesday, but Kerrville did not have sirens. Former County Commissioner Tom Moser says he proposed adding them after a 2015 flood, but it didn't happen because of concerns over false alarms.
Do you think sirens could have saved lives here?
Most likely so, yes. Yes, I'm confident they could have.
Do you think a universal siren would have made a difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
20 miles away in Comfort, sirens did alert residents to the flood danger. Daniel Morales, assistant chief of the Comfort Volunteer Fire Department, pushed for the sirens. His grandfather died there in a flood in the 70s.
It makes me feel good that I was able to do that, you know, and that I'm part of it.
Comfort had 0 deaths in the flooding. The city of Kerrville held a special city council meeting to declare a catastrophe that allows them to delay responding to Freedom of Information Act requests for a week. News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon is live in Kerrville. She tells us more on what was voted on at that special meeting and the public's response to the city's work. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. I want you to take a look here at the Blue Oak RV park here in Ingram, just to show you a little bit about the excavating that they've been doing the last few days here. The ground is flattened, and this is where all the RVs were lined up on the night of the 4th of July. They all got swept away as the water swelled and swelled with the Guadalupe River on the other side. Things look calm now, but that was not the case on the 4th of July. But again, as everything has been flattened out by construction crews here, as they've moved all of those RVs out of the way and checked for any survivors out here, just so that you know, it is so different and eerily quiet out here. And as you mentioned, the city of Kerrville also voting to extend their disaster declaration, giving the city manager more power to seek out help from state and federal resources. But overall, there was a sense of sadness, as you can imagine, during that meeting last night as the community continues to mourn and overcome this devastation. It was the first council meeting there since the 4th of July flooding that claimed the lives of so many in Kerr County. City leaders said that they have millions of cubic yards of debris to clean up, with bridges that still remain damaged, parks that also remain closed, and significant damage to their water plant there. It's going to take months, if not years, to recover. The public voiced their support for the job city leaders have done over the past 6 days.
But you really need somebody to step up and just basically just say it's going to be all right. We, the residents of Kerrville, appreciate what you've done and are so happy to have you guys in the position you're in.
Now, pretty much here in Kerrville and the surrounding area, the town is small. It's about 25,000 people. So someone knows someone who was affected or lost their lives to the flooding. So as you can imagine, everyone here is in mourning. The next press conference is set for 10 o'clock. Reporting live in Ingram, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
And Christina, before I let you go, it's still dark where you're at. Give us an idea. You were pointing behind you. Is that where the RVs would park? And they've managed to clean all of that debris up?
Yeah, most of these RVs were just gone. They were swept away by all of the floodwaters. Look how flat it looks right now. We saw stairs, we saw concrete. This is where RVs would park. And on the other side of it is a river. Now you can't even imagine a raging river, but that's exactly what it was. The river coming all the way to where I'm standing over my head. And this is where the RVs had been set up. They got swept away. They were down the river. So we saw construction crews within the last few days. We saw Jordan out here, and we saw a lot of construction crews just clearing the pass the last few days. And so this is kind of the outcome of what is left, and it is unimaginable to think about how many people got swept away as a result of all of the floodwaters from the 4th of July. It just does not look the same, and that's what makes it so eerie this morning.
All right, Christina, thank you so much. Yeah, different picture from what it was even yesterday. As we head into break, there's a phone number set up to report anyone missing from the floods. It's 830-258-1111. There's also an email, missing@dps.texas.gov. The governor warned anyone who uses state resources to make prank calls will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We now check in with our reporter, Tawny Davis. She's in Kerrville at Louise Hayes Park. Tawny, you were there yesterday. How has cleanup progress there progressed?
Well, good morning, Marisa. Cleanup hasn't been as steady as we would like it to be. It's still pretty damaged out here, but there are still some signs of life out here. If you take a look right now, there are crosses up now. At least this one is up, and then there are these down here. About 10 or 12 crosses down here to show the compassion this community has for those lives lost and for the lives that are still missing as those numbers continue to rise with each report we are given. But we also spoke yesterday with a family from Uvalde who frequents this park here at Louise Hayes Park. They would go camping out here, and speaking with the daughter, she told us she can't believe that this has happened again in her life to her beloved park.
Another thing that you wouldn't expect, just like what happened in Uvalde, is it didn't come expected. And then you just also think about how it could have been avoided and if it could have been avoided, you know?
There is another press conference at 10 a.m. this morning with the Kerr County officials, including the mayor and the sheriff. We will be there and give you those updates on air and online. For now, reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
Time now is 6:15. We're still getting the names of people who have passed this morning. As part of special team coverage, let's head over to Fox SA's Andrew Capasso. Andrew, we're learning that a young camper at Camp Mystic has been found dead. What can you tell us?
Marissa, good morning to you. That little girl is 8-year-old Anna Margaret Bello. She was staying at Camp Mystic's Bubble Inn cabin when that water started rising. I want you to take a second and just look at her picture. Her mom says there have been no survivors found in that cabin. Anna Margaret's counselor, Chloe Childress from Houston, is also dead. Anna Margaret's mom saying she's got unending gratitude for the counselors who saved so many campers there, and the two who gave their lives. She's also thanking the camp director, Dick Eastland, who died trying to save more children. Latest numbers show 5 campers and 1 counselor at Camp Mystic remain missing this Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Reese Menchaca's family confirming her body has been found. As we reported, she was spending the holiday weekend with her friends there in Hunt. Her family says her body was found in rubble left from the flood. Menchaca's friend, 21-year-old Joyce Badon, has also died. They were both with those two on the left of your screen, Aiden Hartfield and Ella Cahill. Now, Hartfield is the son of a San Antonio attorney. Aiden and Ella are both still listed as missing. And Odessa police mourning one of their own. The department says Officer Bailey Martin was vacationing with his family during the flood. Martin's body found late Monday. His remains this morning now in Travis County. Members of the Odessa Police Honor Guard are standing watch over his casket. They'll escort him home once he is released to his family. And check this out. Texas country music artist Pat Green says some of his loved ones are missing. This is Green's Instagram page where he says his family, quote, suffered a heartbreaking and deeply personal loss. In a separate post, Green's wife says Green's brother, his wife, and 2 kids were swept away. That family is still missing this morning. They add to the more than 160 still missing after all this devastation in Kerr County. Take a look here. There's the number to call to report anyone else missing from this disaster, 830-258-1111. You can also email missing@dps.texas.gov. We have all that up right now on our website. The governor says anyone who uses state resources to make prank calls will be prosecuted. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. This morning, we now know 161 people are still missing in Kerr County, over 170 across the state of Texas. Jay Gray has been on the ground there for days and joins us now live with a closer look and what comes next for survivors. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, good morning, Marisa. So much unfolding here right now. I want to give you a look. The sun's starting to come up here along the Guadalupe River, and you can see the devastation here, the massive trees that have been pulled up or snapped here. This is the kind of area these first responders are continuing to search. They pulled a car from under the water here late yesterday, and look, we've been told dozens were missing. One official said it's a lot. We never had a real number until the governor revealed yesterday how many were still unaccounted for here. And I can tell you, it's been really a gut punch to a community already reeling.
As the massive search effort continues, this stunning revelation from Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Just in the Kerr County area alone, there are 161 people who are known to be missing.
More than 170 unaccounted for across the entire flood zone. This tragedy defined by the staggering numbers, more than 110 dead.
I've lost friends, true friends, and we've lost precious families, precious children. I wish to God there was a way we could have warned them.
There are growing questions, tension, and frustration over whether there was adequate staffing at the National Weather Service and timely warnings before the storm and as the water started to rise. There is no debate about how difficult the cleanup and recovery here will be or how vital volunteers are as that process begins.
But we had 33 angels show up on Sunday out of nowhere.
Gutting his flood-ravaged home, cutting away soaked sheetrock, clearing out the waterlogged remnants of his life before the storm.
It's just, totally different aspect of volunteering and paying it forward. I don't know where people show up, just wanting to help. That's just amazing.
An effort many consider a responsibility and privilege.
Just to be Texans and just coming together and doing what we need to do.
With this part of Texas battered and hurting.
Yeah, and look, this really is just the start of what's going to be a long, I'm sure, very difficult cleanup and recovery here. Marisa, I can tell you that many in this area are going to need a lot of help for a long time.
Jay, before we let you go, can you give us an update on what the search and recovery teams are saying and doing to find those who remain missing?
Yeah, and let's start with the actual action on the ground and in the air here. We know that they're bringing in more assets. 4 Black Hawk helicopters came in yesterday from Arkansas. They've got more drones here, high-profile military vehicles to get into areas it's been difficult to get into. And then they're beginning to pull away some of the heavier pockets of debris here to search for those who may be trapped underneath. And so that's a process that's going to continue. They're also bringing in more teams from around the country, around the world. We had crews from Mexico that are here working as well. So they're really trying to focus on finding all of those who are still missing here. What they're saying is it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. I talked with a couple of first responders last night, one who told me he was not surprised at all with the number that the governor revealed, that being out in this and seeing just how devastating everything is, he believes there are at least that many missing. Another told me he thinks the count's going to go even higher, and the governor has said the same. He said that he believes there could be even more than the 170 plus that are missing right now.
All right. Jay Gray in Kerrville, thank you. This morning, if you were affected by the Kerr County flooding and in need of food items, baby supplies, or dry clothes, the Salvation Army's Kroc Center in Kerrville is inviting you to go to their social services office at 855 Hay Street or call 830-465-4797 to get in touch with someone who can help. You can also donate items there too. News 4 is partnering with the Salvation Army for Sinclair Cares Texas Tragedy Relief. Just scan the QR code to help provide meals and hope to survivors and first responders who desperately need our help right now.
Well, you may have seen it on social media this week. Companies with ties to the Hill Country are donating their profits to flood relief efforts. James Avery is based in Kerrville. They say they sold out of their deep in the heart of Texas charm in less than 24 hours after pledging 100% of their sales through August 4th to those flood relief efforts. They are still accepting back orders, but they noted that it may take weeks for those to be filled. They are also donating an additional $1 million. And today you can get some great barbecue and some seafood while helping out a great cause. Texas Roadhouse and Bubba's 33 are partnering with the Community Foundation of the Hill Country for flood relief also. If you visit any of the restaurants here in Bexar County, 100% of those profits will be donated to the flood victims. And Austin-based restaurant chains P. Terry's and Kirby Lane are donating 100% of their profits, all of their locations, tomorrow. So that money will go to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund and the Austin Disaster Relief Network as well. Now, a pair of North Texas children with ties to Mystic Camp are raising money for the camp after it was destroyed pretty much by those floods. Corrigan and Cannon Camp, both 9 years old, sold lemonade and cookies on Sunday outside their Fort Worth home. Corrigan had just returned from Camp Mystic 2 weeks ago. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram reports that Cannon also attended Camp La Junta. Corrigan says the cookies on sale were the same ones that a Camp Mystic co-owner would often give to campers. And at the end of the day, they raised $5,000 for flood relief, and they plan to do it again this weekend.
Well, as we head into break, if your home or business was damaged in the recent flooding across the state, please head to this website, damage.tdem.texas.gov. This is the Texas A&M University System Texas Division of Emergency Management website. This helps officials assess damage, support recovery efforts, and determine the state's eligibility for various forms of federal disaster. Again, please visit that website to report any flood damage to your home or business.